You want a sweet treat, something healthier, lower calorie, and that might even help you crush a fitness goal or two. Protein ice cream is the answer. Let's talk Ninja Creami. Very easy protein ice cream recipes. I think I have perfected the perfect base, and I have these just about every night. Let's get into it. I find that using these 3 ingredients is the easiest, super simple, and cost-effective way to make protein ice cream. Of course, you can take the base and dress it up from there, but sometimes I see people using their Ninja Creamis and they add in like heavy cream and just things that are very dense and, you know, maybe loads of sugar. And for me personally, that's just not the way that I want to take my Ninja Creamis on a regular daily basis. The 3 ingredients are milk of your choice. I like to use a high protein milk just to get even more protein in. You can use a non-dairy milk, or if you do go this route, this is lactose free, so it is dairy milk, but it might be beneficial if you cannot handle a lot of dairy. If you're lactose intolerant, it's still lactose free. 13 grams of protein per cup, which is really awesome. You'll also need your favorite protein powder. A lot of people keep protein powders in their home. Just pick a flavor you think would be good in ice cream, and we'll go from there. If you need recommendations, I love First Form and all the flavors they offer. And lastly, I do like to use a sweetener. I typically go with stevia. I think it's one of the best. So this is my personal preference. Of course, you can alter this depending on what you like, what you want to use. I want to start with chocolate mint cookie. I would eat this on its own. I would also eat this with a mix-in. We are gonna take our milk of choice and fill 1 cup. Add that to your Ninja Creami container. Take your protein powder of choice in whatever flavor you would like. Add in 1 scoop, whatever that 1 scoop looks like for your protein powder jar. And I do find that if I were to just mix this and drink it, it tastes a lot sweeter versus me making it in the Ninja Creami version. For some reason, turning it colder, turning it frozen into ice cream, whatever, I find it kind of dilutes the sweetness and takes a little bit of sweetness away, which is why I do like to add a little bit of sweetener. If you don't like things that sweet, of course you can skip this step. Then you literally have a 2-ingredient Ninja Creami, but I'm gonna add just a little bit of this to enhance the flavor and bring out the sweetness. And I'm not going too crazy on this. I'm gonna add 1 full teaspoon, maybe a little more. As you make them, you will find your preference, of course. Then we take our electric mixer. This is just from Amazon, super great brand. I will link it, and we will mix it all together. And as you can see, if you have a nice high quality protein, it dissolves super fast. You don't have to put much effort in. It's mixed in within seconds. No edits, no cuts, whatever. It mixes super well and super easy. And it's good to go. I'm gonna put a green lid on just because it is mint chocolate chip, so green, mint, you know, just for fun. And this is literally done. So quick, so easy. And of course, next it will go in the freezer. It's easiest just to freeze them overnight, but if you are doing it same day, give it at least 6 to 8 hours. It is frozen. Let's make the chocolate mint cookie Ninja Creami. I like to rinse it under water for just a second. I don't hold it under there or anything. Just like this. And we put it together, blade in the lid, snap it on. For protein ice cream, you're supposed to spin it on light ice cream. This is what it looks like after the first spin. Some people swear by adding a little bit of liquid into your Ninja Creami before you respin it. And I got so many comments on my last Ninja Creami video about it, so we'll add a little this time, just of the same milk that I used to make it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It does help get it to that good texture quicker. Put it back in, and then we'll respin. And this is it already after the respin. If I didn't add liquid, chances are I would have had to respin it again. The perfect ice cream consistency. A prime example of the easiest protein ice cream base. You can add something, you don't have to. For this, I would 100% eat it plain. Or, because it's technically like mint chocolate chip themed, I could throw in some chocolate chips. By all means, could you add these in, then throw this back in the Ninja Creami and put it on the mix-in feature, or refrain from this to keep it, you know, super extra healthy depending on what your goals are. Or even with this, I've actually found if you melt some chocolate in a container, then pour it in here and put it in the mix-in, it kind of creates like little shavings rather than chocolate chips. So I just threw a few on top because I didn't really want that many tonight, but prime example of protein ice cream, simple, easy, healthy, great for your goals, amazing. End of day sweet treat, you know? Next, one of my absolute favorite flavors of protein powder. This is salted peanut butter. I love this in an ice cream form. I'm gonna make it almost the exact same way, but add something little to enhance the flavor, and you'll see why it just makes sense. Just like before, we will start with 1 full cup of milk of choice. Pour that into the container. Then I will add 1 full scoop of my protein. Same as before, I'll add a little sweetener just to enhance the flavors. This is one of my favorite recipes, and for this one, I'll actually add some PB Fit. It is peanut butter powder, so it's a little less calorie dense and less fat than regular peanut butter. It's also nice for cooking, so I will just add a regular serving, which is 2 tablespoons of my PB Fit powder right in to my Ninja Creami container. This adds 8 more grams of protein, and obviously it does up the calories, but this is only 60 calories, whereas 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is also the standard size, is closer to 200 calories. Then we'll just mix everything just like before and see how quick it mixes together and combines. That's how you know you have a good quality protein. And I'll put on the lid and freeze it, of course. Time to make the peanut butter ice cream. I'm gonna rinse it off just like the other one. Just a little bit. And again, spin it on light ice cream. This is what it looks like after the first spin. So just like the other one, we're gonna add just a little bit of the same milk we used. And throw it back in there for a respin. This is what it looks like after the second spin. Honestly, I think it needs one more, which is totally fine and normal. And now here is what it looks like. It looks very light and fluffy, a little more like soft serve compared to yesterday, but so good. Look at that. It's like the perfect consistency, seriously. It is so good. Another prime example of I would just eat this plain, like without adding anything to it. You could totally add in chocolate, you could add in like whatever mix-ins you think would go good with peanut butter. I really want to get a chocolate protein powder. I actually don't even have a plain chocolate because I think it'd be really fun to try out half a scoop of the salted peanut butter that I have and then half a scoop of chocolate and see how that turns out. Again, it's just proof that you get such a good base, both consistency-wise and taste, with literally 3 ingredients. If you have a good tasting protein powder, like you can do so much with it, and protein ice cream is so great. Like it's just the best solution in my opinion. It's a sweet treat. I want ice cream. It's a summer night, yet I need more protein in my day. Something I like to do is take just a spoonful of Nutella and add it right on top because I love Nutella and I really could use the extra calories right now. I just didn't eat enough for dinner. This is like my favorite protein ice cream for sure. The peanut butter flavor with the Nutella, so good. And I just have a big bite of the peanut butter with like a little taste of Nutella on the spoon. It's perfect. If you have a protein powder that you actually enjoy the taste, it's just super easy to turn it into ice cream. You add in the milk, which depending on the kind of milk you use, it ups the protein, and it's just such a good fix, such a good solution, an easy thing to do to not only get in more protein, but it's lower calorie compared to many other desserts. It gives you that fix of your sweet tooth you might have at night or like post dinner. I'm always someone who I finish my dinner and I'm like, ooh, like something sweet, a little sweet treat. You know, I always want that. And this is just such a perfect solution and why I get so much use out of my Ninja Creami. And I know the protein powder is processed right. This is not a whole food. It's not a natural thing. But if you're serious about hitting your protein goals, it's okay to incorporate them. Not to live off them, but to incorporate them. And it is nice knowing that I only use 3 ingredients unless I add a mix-in. Or in the peanut butter case, I added a little PB Fit. It's like adding nuts. It's great. Another great ingredient. I love using the protein powders because I do think it is pretty cost effective. A lot of people do keep protein powders in their home, and this is just such a good way to use protein powder, especially if you don't want to just put it in water, shake it up and drink it, turn it into ice cream. It's so much more fun, and it really is just such an awesome habit. However, a lot of times online you see Ninja Creami recipe videos talking about protein ice cream, and they use the ready-to-go shakes. These shakes can be pretty tasty, okay? So I do want to show you one recipe using these shakes if you're someone that happens to purchase them regularly or wants to purchase them. They can add up in cost, I will say. For example, I'll insert a screenshot of a pack of however many and what they cost, versus having protein powder is a little bit cheaper in the end. But man, I really do love this Cake Batter Delight flavor, and so sometimes I will go out and purchase these, open it up, pour the entire shake in there. Just pour it all right in. However, what I said before about losing sweetness in the liquid form versus turning it into ice cream holds very, very true for these. So just like the others, add a little bit of sweetener. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But for me, I enjoy the sweetness. That's part of the reason I love ice cream so much. And just because I'm having healthy ice cream, I don't want to sacrifice all of the flavor and then feel like I'm restricting myself, and it just takes the fun away. So I'm gonna add a little sweetener. Personally, I'm okay with it. Just like before, we'll do about 1.5 teaspoons. I also think depending on the flavor you have, you could add a little bit of vanilla extract to bring out the flavor. I'm only really incorporating this because, again, the average person is gonna carry vanilla extract in their spice cabinet, baking pantry, whatever. So just by adding a tiny, tiny bit might enhance the flavor. I wouldn't really do this with some flavors, but if you feel like it makes sense, maybe add a little vanilla and it could just bring out the flavors and enhance it a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and mix in the vanilla and the sweetener. And then this one is fully done after that. I haven't made this version in a while, and I found that it really needs some Jell-O pudding powder. So I would definitely add a little bit of that. It would really help with the texture and make it so much better. Lid goes on, and it goes right in the freezer. And let's make the birthday cake premier protein shake ice cream. On light ice cream as well. This is it after the first spin. We'll add just a little bit of milk to it. And respin. Second spin, so we'll spin it again. All right, looks like it still needs another spin. This one's not agreeing as easily, but also keep in mind the first two may have had a better ice cream formula because there was milk involved. This one, there is not. Let's try it again. All right, this is not working. It looked like there was some separation in 2 different layers, so I kind of mixed it up, and we'll add just a little more milk. And try it again. There we go. Much better. Consistency test. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. I wanted to include this one to show you the different ways you can make protein ice cream. I personally like the protein powder way. Not only is it more effective, and I use protein powder in other things, but it makes a lot easier and better. And the protein shake sometimes feels a little bit icier. As you can tell from the consistency, it is pretty good. But it's just like less smooth, a tiny bit more gritty, and I do like it. I'm gonna eat it. And some people might say, I got comments on my last video that were like, hey, try xanthan gums, try guar gum, things like that. I personally don't like adding that stuff, not just because it's an extra ingredient and like what even is xanthan gum, like what is that? But also, I think it makes the texture so like like gummy. Like it's not, I don't like what it does to the pint. If anything, I might add a little bit of the like Jello pudding powder. That helps with consistency. And I definitely wish I did. I think it would have made the ice cream 10 times better. I probably would have just used vanilla because I don't think they have one that's birthday cake or similar to that. I'll use that in other recipes, but I don't like adding the gums. They're just not for me. I really don't like what it does to the texture. It doesn't make it ice cream texture. It makes it too like gooey and like, I don't know. One time I made one and shared it with my boyfriend and he's like, I can't eat this. Like, bro, this is bad. Like, what did you do different? Because they're normally good. He normally likes the protein ice cream, but when I added the xanthan gum just to try it out, we were both like, can't do it. But this is so fun because I love how the birthday cake shake tastes, so I would eat this plain. You could add in some sprinkles to make it a little bit more fun, but this is another example of a base for protein ice cream that you could do if you already have the shakes. Again, I think the powder turns out better, and it's cheaper, and the quality is great. I love First Form protein powder. I'll have them linked, of course, but another prime example. And the purpose of this video really is to put more people on protein ice cream, especially if you have or been wanting a Ninja Creami. It is just such a great thing. At the end of the day, getting your ice cream fix while also getting in more protein. Protein is so good for you regardless of your fitness goals, wanting to build muscle, wanting to lose fat, whatever it is. Upping your protein intake can make such a big difference, especially if you're lifting weights. I could go on. Instead of a regular Ninja Creami recipes video, my goal really here is just to show you that you can take a few ingredients and make really awesome protein ice cream. Protein is so good for you. These recipes are pretty low calorie, pretty low fat, and a great way to end your day, get in your sweet tooth fix, and hit your protein goals. I personally am really into lifting weights, and I really want to build muscle and lean out, and these really allow me at the end of the day to hit my protein goal if I haven't. I try my best to eat whole food sources, eat lots of meat, things like that. Again, I will emphasize forever that this is not meant for you to eat all day and live off of. You're gonna benefit so much more from whole food sources, but these are just really great. And it is hard to hit your protein goal.